Hello and welcome back to my channel. So we are going to learn how to make liquid soap, 15 to 20 liters of liquid soap. So as a homemaker, as a housewife, as a mother with children who wash plates, and you know how much they waste this soap, it is important to make your own soap for the house use, not commercial. But if you want to sell, you can sell. So it's important to make your own soap to save costs in this economy now. One needs to jump into things like this to cut down costs and save some cash. Okay, so let's jump right into this video, and I'll start first by showing you the chemicals, and then we head straight into production. So these are the ingredients. The only thing not here, apart from the turning stick for chemical, please make sure that you get a separate turning stick so you don't use this to turn your swallows. It's just for chemicals. Okay, the only thing not here now is the bowl and small containers for mixing, which I'll introduce right after showing you the chemicals. So you can see this is the first chemical, like the base for the soap, nitrosol. It is number 1 written here, meaning is the first thing you start with. And the second one here, which is number 2, is this caustic soda. It's sort of like salt. So maybe when I open it, you see this. That's the second thing you mix after dissolving the nitrosol. You dissolve the caustic soda now into the nitrosol. That's why I kind of put them in the order of sequence which we would use them. Then the third one is the sulfonic acid. This one looks like honey. Please make sure it's not close to where children can think it's honey to leak. Chemicals are dangerous, you know. And while working, you have to wear your glove because chemicals, your skins may be sensitive, and this will protect you from any kind of burning. So this is sulfonic acid, and inside the pack of sulfonic acid, like it's separated though they are not mixed together, we have the foaming booster, and then we have Texaphone. Texaphone looks like gel. When I open them, you will see them. So this is number 3. All these 3 goes in after you've mixed the caustic soda into the nitrosol. You go ahead and mix Texaphone, sulfonic acid, Texaphone, foam booster into these mixtures. Okay, so this is number 1, number 2, number 3: nitrosol, caustic soda, and then sulfonic acid, foam booster, and Texaphone. Then number 4 is soda ash. Is another chemical that is important in soap making. All these ones, apart from these ones are the liquid chemicals. All these other ones that are dry, we're going to mix them separately and leave them to dissolve before we start all the whole blending of the chemicals, because if they're not properly dissolved, your soap would have lumps, and that would not be good for your production. So the next one is rice. It's called rice, but it's not rice. They call it rice because it looks like rice grain, but the proper name is SLS. That's number 5. Then number 6 is STTP, and then we are done with the main ingredients. Like this, you can just go ahead and even produce your soap, but of course we want our soap to have color. So when you're buy any color you want: pink, blue, red, anyone. This is green now. And then I have my perfume. So you ask them for any perfume you want. This is lemon scent, lemon perfume. And then we have glycerin here. I put glycerin because I just want the soap to have some form of shine, so it's optional. Okay, these 3 here, they are all optional, so it depends on you. So now for this, let me switch back so you can see my face and then I talk. Okay, now so for these 15 to 20 liters of soap, all these ingredients I just showed you, I purchased them with 4,500 naira. So imagine you're using 4,500 naira as at 2024, November of 2024. Imagine using 4,500 naira to produce soap of 15 to 20 liters. Just punch your calculator, and then you'd, in the comment section, just tell me how much you would have saved. You know how much the 1 liter, 2 liters of liquid soap you buy. of the branded liquid soap you buy, you know how much it costs. So like if you're buying 2 liters every 3 weeks, so let's just say every month you use 2 liters of the branded liquid soap. Yeah, so now you multiply divide 20 liters by 2 liters, that is about 10, right? You'd have produced like 10 bottles of the regular liquid soap that you use. So if one 2 liter costs you 2,000 naira, okay, you buy 2 liters for 2,000 naira, which I doubt. That 2,000 naira is for 1.5 liters, that's 1.5 liters. So let's go with 2 liters. You buy 2 liters for 2,000 naira times 10, that's 20,000 naira, and you have just produced that same quantity for 4,500 naira. Hello, mothers in the house, homemakers in the house. Well, I leave that up to you, but if you want to produce yours, continue watching this video as we start with mixing right now. So the first chemical is nitrosol. So nitrosol is it's like milk. It's that soft, as if, and should I call it fluffy right now? But it's powdery and smooth. Like, let me lose the nylon. Okay, so I'm going to pour the nitrosol. This is, well, you can see exactly, look at how it looks like me pouring it into the water. So I said we're making 15 to 20 liters of soap. I've just put in 6 liters of water, then I've poured nitrosol inside. Please, if you know you are allergic to dust and all that, wear your nose masks. Then you start stirring. So for this solution, you stir continuously until it becomes a little bit thick. But the thing there is to stir it not just a little bit thick, until it's as thick as you want the soap to be, because it is the base. So we are just going to stir and stir and stir and stir and stir. Once we get the kind of consistency that I like, I would stop and then go ahead and add other chemicals. I'm not going to continue recording while we are stirring and stirring and stirring, because it's going to take some time. I don't want this video to be too long. So you're going to stir at least for 20 minutes. By then, after 20 minutes, you then check the consistency and see if you're okay with it. So I'll be back when we are done in 20 minutes time. So this is the second chemical we are adding, number 2. I said it was caustic soda. So you're going to get another bowl of water. Like I said, we're producing 15 to 20 liters of soap. So we'll get another bowl of water. Use 5 liters, or depending on how many liters of soap you're making. So since I want 20 liters, I've used 6 liters. I'm going to use 5 liters now, so that I know I'll have a total mixture of like 11 so far. Then I'll just divide accordingly to mix the other dry ingredients. So after mixing the caustic soda, I'm going to stir, set it aside so that it can dissolve, and that solution would be clear. Like, we won't have any particles under. So this is our nitrosol. We're adding the caustic soda now into it. So after putting it in, then we are going to stir this mixture. You can see it's a bit thick. So it's a bit thick, but not excessively thick, because we're going to add Texaphone, and when that comes in, it's going to be thicker than this at the end of it all. So yeah, let's pause this video now. I'll come back when we're about adding the third ingredient. Okay, so now we're transferring the mixture. We're going to turn it into this bowl, please. So this is nitrosol and caustic soda alone. We've not added any other thing, just those two. This is it. Next, we're going to add Texaphone. Like I said, it's like gel. You can see it. See, it's coming out like gel. So we're going to add it. While we're mixing. So for those that would ask, this 15 liters to 20 liters, what's the quantity? Once you go to stores where they sell chemicals, right, you just tell them, I want to make 10 liters of soap, I want to make 20 liters of soap. They will give you. For me, it is 10 liters of soap I told them I want to make. But from experience, I realized that 10 liters of soap gives me 15 to 20 liters once I'm done. Okay, so give yours a try and find out how it works out for you. So you're going to stir this very well, because you can see the gel has lumps. So you're going to make sure you do the stirring until it properly dissolves into this and you cannot see any lump in this mixture again. Okay, so next we are going to add the foam booster. This is the foam booster, and all this is inside number 3. Remember when I labeled number 1 nitrosol, number 2 caustic soda, number 3 had sulfonic acid, that's the brown one. It had Texaphone, and it also had foam booster. So we've added Texaphone, which is the one that looks like gel. Now we are adding the foam booster. We're going to mix. Okay, mix it. So once we finish mixing this one, we'll add the sulfonic acid and go ahead with the other chemicals. So we have added foam booster, we've added Texaphone. Now we are adding the sulfonic acid. So we are going to add, and then we are going to stir and make sure. This one usually makes it foam very, very, very much. And the solution, my previous video, I usually add this towards the end because it's very difficult to stir because it becomes so thick. But then let's give this a go and see the outcome of putting it now. So we'll stir and then come back to add step 4, 5, 6 and thereabouts for the chemicals. So this one is soda ash. We're going to dissolve it into the liquid water. We'll dissolve it into water. This one, I usually have issues with it because it doesn't dissolve quickly. We might need to leave this for up to 6 hours to completely dissolve, because if it does not dissolve completely, of course our solution would not be smooth, and we don't want to make soap with lumps in it. So this is the soda ash. Now we're going to give it a stir and then let it dissolve on its own for as long as it's going to take, 6 hours and above. So now let's stir this. You can hear the sound it makes, just like sand. Others will just dissolve. This one is going to dissolve, and the liquid, the water is going to be clear. So we're going to leave it. Then when it's dissolved, we'll come back to address this. So while this one is dissolving, we will dissolve other things like the SLS, which is number 5, and the STTP, also the color too. We'll dissolve everything so that when they are all completely dissolved, we'll just go straight to adding them into the water. So this is the one they call rice. This is the reason they call it rice. You see how it's the grains, that's why they call it rice. So another name for it is SLS. So here is 3 liters of water, and I'm going to dissolve SLS into it. So SLS is not like soda ash, it dissolves fast. So give this a stir. Not as fast as caustic soda, but it dissolves faster than soda ash. So we're going to allow stir. After stirring, you just leave it on its own. It will dissolve in like 10 minutes. Then this is the STTP, and we are dissolving it in 3 liters of water. So the only one that would give us issue here now is the soda ash. This one will also dissolve quickly. So when it dissolves, it's not going to show any. Sorry, this is 4 liters of water. I'm dissolving the STTP in 4 liters of water, not 3. So it's not going to show any color, it's just going to be plain like it's water. So it's good you label, just as you see me labeling it, STTP. Good you label the container that you are using. So this is the color. I've done that in 1 liter of water. So that's it, guys. I'll come back to show you when I add the soda ash, when it is fully dissolved, that one. And then when I add this rice or SLS, and also when I add this STTP before we add the glycerin, color and perfume. These 3 would be at the final end. So this is the caustic soda now. I'm adding into the mixture. We're going to stir. The soda ash, not caustic soda. Soda ash has just entered into the mixture, and we are stirring, giving this a good stir. While we are giving that a good stir, we're adding the dissolved SLS, and we are also, look at the SLS, you can see it's dissolved. There's no rice inside. That's how yours should dissolve. Add it in, also give it a good stir. Remember I said I used to wait for sulfonic acid. I think maybe it's the SLS that makes it so foamy, or the combination of all of them, because look at this now. Look at how foamy and thick this is already. This is what I used to run for when adding SLS, but I still have it here. I think it's a combination of all of the chemicals that kind of causes this. So next I'm going to add the STTP, also dissolved, into the mixture. So there are some particles, brown particles, they are dirt, probably from where I got it, so I wouldn't allow that to go in. So I just allow the clear part of the liquid, and that's all. I'll mix, I stir. So like I said, well, like this now we have already made 20 liters of soap, which would last for a family of 3. This should last 4 to 5 months, even when the children are wasting the soap for dishwashing. So next we're going to add the color. added the color. So I'm also going to add perfume. The only thing I wouldn't add yet is let me just add everything, the perfume and glycerin. So this is the perfume. I've added the perfume. I am adding it now. If I wait until the mixture is complete, I'll have to use a system to add it, whereby I scoop out and mix, so that to avoid it from being light. But because this mixture is already thick, I am not afraid of it getting light. It will eventually still be thick. So the last thing is glycerin. Let me cut that and then we add it, and that's all. You allow it to sit and dissolve, and then you bottle it. Your soap is ready. So this is the glycerin. I thought I busted somewhere just now. Okay, let me cut it and then pour it. So this is the glycerin. I have added it into our mixture. And that's it for our soap. We've added everything. We'll stirred, then we'll just cover this, allow it to sit overnight, and I'll show you our soap in the morning. Look at how beautiful this soap is. No lump. The color is popping. So just head straight to bottling, and our soap is ready to be used for the next 4 months. And it smells so good too. Okay, this is what it looks like in bottle.